academics recently did this analysis of over 1 million books, and they actually found that there has been an increase in the use of swear words in books published since the mid-1950s. And they found that books published between 2005 to 2008 are 28 times more likely to use a swear word than books published in the 1950s, which, let's be honest, isn't really all that surprising. Let me give you an example. So The Sellout, which is the Man Booker Prize winning book from last year by American author Paul Beatty, his book, he used the F word over 80 times, and the N word over 90 times. So authors are just getting really naughty these days. Forbes has just released their list of the world's richest authors, and guess who's number one? J.K. Rowling.
Big surprise.
It's reported that she actually earned $95 million this past year, and let me break it down for you. That comes to about $180 a minute, which is about $3 a second. So look, wow, she just earned $9 just then. There you go.
Time is very valuable.
I know. Look, let's put it this way. By the time you finish watching this video, she would have earned about $1,000. This is actually the first time in almost a decade that J.K. Rowling has topped this Forbes list. And it's pretty much because this last year she released, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and Harry Potter and the Cursed Child came out. So no surprises that she would have topped this list. Again, if you want to know which other authors have made this list so you can potentially stalk, rob, marry them, stay tuned. There have already been 5 British TV adaptations of Pride and Prejudice, but guess what? We're getting another one of this same book. So the producers of Poldark, which is Mammoth Screen, they're actually producing this adaptation, and they're saying that it's going to be a lot darker than what we're actually used to, and they're hoping for their adaptation to be the definitive adaptation of the 21st century. So if you're a fan, stay tuned. The Chasers Andrew Hansen and his wife Jessica Roberts, who is actually a designer, they've actually signed a contract for a 2-book children's series with Walker Books. So this book of theirs is actually aimed at middle graders, and sorry guys, I can't actually remember the title of it, so I'm going to read it. So it's actually going to be called, the first book, it's called Bab Sharky and the Animal Mummies, the Weird Beard. And it's this funny adventure story of these mummified animals, set in this lost city in ancient Egypt. So I've read a bit about it and it sounds amazing. Kids are gonna love it. Andrew and Jessica co-wrote this book, and because Jessica's a designer, some of her illustrations will be featured in the book. If you want more details, head on over to the Booktopian because we've got more details about the book. And it's coming out in early 2018. I wonder if James Patterson's married.
Why plotting are we? Got some ideas?
Yeah, or even Jeff Kinney.
I'm sure we could find out.
Yeah, maybe they're not happily married. So the reason I ask is because James Patterson is actually number 2 on Forbes's rich list, and he is trailing behind J.K. Rowling by a measly $8 million. James Patterson just recently released his latest book, which is a collaboration with Aussie author Candice Fox, and it's called 50/50. We've got a review on the blog if you want to read it. We've got links to the podcast as well on that post, so check it out. Want to know what people are reading and loving this week? Number 10. The Clever Guts Die by Dr. Michael Mosley. Number 9. The Little Book of Big Weight Loss by Bernadette Fizzes. Number 8. Colombiano by Rusty Young. Number 7. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Beep by Mark Manson. Number 6. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Number 5. The Last King of the Cross by John Ibrahim. Number 4, Taming Toxic People by David Gillespie. Number 3, The 91 Story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton. Number 2, Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls by Alana Favilli and Francesca Cavallo. Number 1, The Barefoot Investor, the 2017 updated edition by Scott Pape. So Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton actually visited us here at Booktopia recently to chat and do crazy things about their new book, The 91 Story Treehouse. I flicked through it. It's amazing. It's I'd say probably their best one yet. They got up to some crazy things while they were here. Have a listen to this.
Oh no, look at yours. Your head exploded before mine.
Turned into a giant block of stupid.
Handshake at the end. Friends again. Didn't I tell you? See you next week.